The
Today,
lights
we
inside
stand
the
on the
America's
threshold
Got
of a
Talent
new
theater
era.
glowed softly as the audience buzzed with casual excitement, unaware that they were about to witness one of the most emotionally powerful auditions in the show's history. Contestants from all walks of life had already taken the stage that day, each bringing their own dreams, talents, and hopes. Then came a boy barely tall enough to reach the microphone stand. He wore a simple outfit, nothing flashy, nothing designed to impress. His shoes were worn, his smile shy, and his eyes carried a quiet depth that immediately drew attention. When Terry Crews asked his name, the boy answered politely, his voice soft but steady. He introduced himself as Miguel, a young kid from the Philippines, now living with relatives in the United States. The judges smiled kindly, expecting perhaps a sweet but ordinary performance. Simon Cowell leaned back in his chair, arms crossed, wearing his familiar expression of cautious skepticism. He had seen thousands of young singers, many talented, many emotional, but very few truly unforgettable. When asked what he would sing, Miguel paused for a moment. He took a breath, then said he would sing Lupang Hinirang, the national anthem of the Philippines. A brief ripple of surprise moved through the crowd. An anthem in a foreign language on AGT was rare, especially from a child. Simon raised his eyebrows slightly and asked if Miguel was sure. Miguel nodded. He explained that the song meant everything to him. He said his parents taught him that it was not just a song, but a promise, a memory, and a prayer for his country. The audience listened closely now, sensing something deeper beneath the words. Terry gave Miguel an encouraging smile and stepped aside. As the first note left Miguel's lips, the theater changed. His voice was pure, controlled, and emotionally rich beyond his years. The melody flowed through the room like a gentle wave, carrying pride, longing, and quiet strength. Even those who did not understand the language felt the meaning in every note. The crowd grew still. Conversations stopped. Phones lowered. Eyes focused entirely on the stage. Miguel sang not as a performer seeking applause, but as a child honoring something sacred. Each lyric carried the weight of history, sacrifice, and identity. The camera cut to the judges. Sofia Vergara's smile slowly faded into a look of awe. Heidi Klum leaned forward, hands clasped. Howie Mandel nodded softly, his eyes fixed on the boy. Simon Cowell, known for his tough exterior, was no longer leaning back. He sat upright, his face unusually serious. Halfway through the anthem, something unexpected happened. Miguel's voice trembled, not from fear, but from emotion. For a brief moment, it seemed he might stop. The audience held its breath. Then Miguel closed his eyes and continued, stronger than before. That moment became the turning point. The vulnerability in his voice made the performance real, raw, and unforgettable. Behind the scenes, producers exchanged glances. This was not just another audition. This was a story unfolding in real time. As Miguel reached the final lines, his voice soared with quiet power. When the last note faded, there was a split second of complete silence. Then the entire theater erupted. The audience rose to their feet in a standing ovation. Applause thundered through the room, mixed with cheers and emotional shouts. The judges stood as well, except Simon, who remained seated for a moment longer. Cameras caught him wiping his eyes. It was subtle, but unmistakable. Simon Cowell was emotional. When the applause finally settled, Simon spoke first. His voice was softer than usual. He said he had heard many national anthems in his life, but he had never heard one sung with such honesty and heart. By someone so young. He admitted that the performance reminded him why music mattered in the first place. The audience reacted strongly, knowing how rare such words were from him. Miguel listened quietly, hands clasped together, eyes shining. Sofia told him that even without understanding the language, she felt every word. Heidi said his voice carried the soul of a nation. Howie added that Miguel had just taught everyone in the room a lesson about pride, courage, and respect. Then came the twist that no one expected. Simon asked Miguel why the song meant so much to him personally. Miguel took a deep breath and shared that his father was a fisherman in the Philippines who had lost his boat during a devastating typhoon. His family struggled, and his parents sent him to the United States to live with relatives so he could have a better future. Singing Lupang Hinirang, he said, was his way of staying connected to his roots and honoring the sacrifices his family made. The audience gasped softly. Suddenly, the performance took on even deeper meaning. This was not just a song. It was a bridge between past and future, home and hope. Simon stood up then, fully, and the audience erupted again. He said that Miguel's story and voice represented the kind of courage the world needed more of. He praised Miguel not only as a singer, but as a storyteller who used music to speak when words fell short. When the votes were cast, the result was unanimous. 4 yeses lit up the screen behind Miguel. Tears streamed down the boy's face as he covered his mouth in disbelief. Terry Crews hugged him gently, whispering words of encouragement. But the story didn't end there. After the episode aired, Miguel's audition spread rapidly across social media. Videos of his performance reached millions of viewers worldwide. Filipinos across the globe shared the clip with pride, many watching with tears in their eyes. Veterans, immigrants, parents, and children all found something personal in his voice. News outlets picked up the story. Interviews followed. Miguel became a symbol of cultural pride and youthful resilience. Simon Cowell later revealed in an interview that Miguel's performance stayed with him long after filming ended. He said it reminded him that talent is not always about perfection, but about truth. As the competition continued, Miguel faced challenges. The pressure increased. Expectations grew heavier. Critics questioned whether he could live up to his viral moment. But each time he stepped on stage, Miguel sang with the same sincerity that had first captured hearts. He never tried to be anyone else. He stayed true to his story. In one later round, Miguel surprised everyone again by blending traditional Filipino elements into a contemporary song. Some doubted the choice, but once again, the risk paid off. The judges praised his bravery, and the audience responded with overwhelming support. The greatest twist came near the semifinals. Miguel revealed that his parents were watching him live for the first time, thanks to support from the show. When he sang that night, his voice carried not just a melody, but a message across oceans. Cameras showed his parents watching from the Philippines, crying and holding hands. Whether Miguel ultimately won the competition mattered less than the impact he made. He reminded millions that music is more than entertainment. It is memory, identity, and hope woven together. And somewhere along the way, a tough judge known for crushing dreams was reminded that even he could still be moved.